How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm Swertzic. Nice to meet you.
You good?
All right. So I'm with ITEC 451. We're out in Kearney, Nebraska. So how are you today?
I'm okay, how are you?
Good. Doing good. So are you from Boulder? Or are you actually from Kearney?
I'm not from either.
You're not from either. Okay.
No.
I was just wondering just kind of how you guys are going from your Boulder location, kind of making the change over to the Kearney location. So did you happen to talk to Alejandro about what we kind of talked about previously?
A little bit.
A little bit?
A little bit.
Okay. So I guess I'll just kind of give you a brief rundown of kind of what we all talked about.
Okay.
So we kind of talked about what you guys kind of have planned for the future, what you guys are kind of doing now, how you guys kind of go over
What did he tell you about that, by the way?
with what you guys
Yeah, what's our plan? I
So
want to know what he thinks our plans are.
okay. So he kind of talked about most of the things that we talked about actually was kind of what you guys kind of want to move to and how you guys kind of are working, where you guys are kind of, what locations you guys kind of trying to move up to, and what you guys are kind of trying to do with like your whole fleets of trucks and things like that. So that's basically kind of what we got into the situation there.
Okay.
So other than that, yeah, we talked about kind of what your plans were, what you guys are kind of doing now, where you guys are at location wise, and kind of what kind of size trucks that you guys kind of have, some of the maybe problems that you guys are having, and some of the things that you guys kind of want to get into. So with that, I was what you guys kind of had with my understanding, right? You guys had your 12 trucks that are in Kearney, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you guys are kind of wanting to get into your guys' whole truck situation because your whole fleet of trucks are completely fine, right?
Well, the trucks run, yeah.
Yeah, the trucks are good. Just kind of, you guys are kind of getting to the end of the life of your guys' whole pumps situation, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that is the thing that we do. So we can come in with you and kind of set you guys up with whole new, either whatever you guys want, like whole plug and play or actually whole systems that you need that we can actually install for you guys. Whether that being, because I know you guys had 5 trucks that were 2,500 gallons, and then 3 trucks that were 2,000 gallons, and 4 trucks that were 3,600 gallons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, so that's kind of what we have for you. So so we're
You want to put new pumps on the truck?
yeah, that's what we were kind of talking about and kind of how what he was saying that you guys kind of wanted to move into. You guys didn't really want to have to go and buy a complete whole new fleet of trucks because the trucks were completely running completely fine.
Yes, they are right now, but you think about this, right? So let's say we got to clean out up in Broken Bow, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we have a truck that drives up to Broken Bow, loads up a bunch of shit, and then has to come all the way back to Kearney to dump it.
Yeah.
So do you have ways you can get us places to dump, for a lack of a better word, fecal matter, in the area? Because I'm doubling the amount of mileage I have to cover.
Yeah. So that was we also did talk about that because kind of how I asked him the reason why you guys kind of have such big trucks when you guys always have to move back and forth, and he kind of talked about how those trucks, your pumpers actually keep their trucks at their house overnight. And then we talked about how, say if you're in Broken Bow, and we actually have places in Broken Bow that we work with that you can actually go into and drop everything off there. That way you don't have to come all the way back into Kearney and make all those transitions back and forth.
One of the reasons we have to come all the way back is because our cost for the dumping is lower in the city of Kearney than it is anywhere else in Nebraska. So we found it from an analysis standpoint that it's better to run that truck all the way out, come all the way back, dump, and then go back out and get another load. If we could dump locally, we could, for a decent amount of money versus what we pay in Kearney, that would be advantageous to us.
Yeah, so we like what I was saying, we have those contacts that we have with different cities around, especially the rural cities, that you can go and you can dump those out or under a contract that we have with them.
I understand that, but the cost is what I'm worried about. I don't care about the contact so much as I care about the dollar value. So let's say it costs me $100 to dump in Kearney, it costs me $250 to dump up in Broken Bow.
Mhm.
Your contract states what?
That it's not gonna, so you say that your price, to dump in.
Those aren't exact numbers.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but they are.
It's roughly twice what it costs.
Twice what it
to dump
costs.
locally.
We can get you to have, that same cost that you would have in Kearney in those rural areas.
You have that right.
I can, yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
You don't.
I don't right now, but I can.
Can you do that for every city in which we do business?
It depends on where, I mean, where you kind of get out into. We would have to kind of make some arrangements for that.
Didn't he cover all that?
Uh,
He didn't, of course, it doesn't show up for down meeting, but. Okay, so what you're telling me, you can save me money there.
Yeah, you can save you money there so that way you don't have to go back and forth dumping everything from that.
I want to see the numbers on it.
Okay, but you're saying like the numbers with.
I want to know exactly the difference in the cost to dump in Broken Bow using your contracts and contacts versus what I'm contractually paying right now in the city of Kearney.
Okay. That's something that I can get back to you. I don't exactly have those numbers right now, but those are something that we can figure out.
Okay, now let's talk about the cost of the pump versus the cost of the new truck.
Okay.
Okay, so what does it cost to take your pump and retrofit it on my truck?
Okay, so the complete and total change of that, or just kind of, are you talking just pumping itself?
Whatever system it is that you're proposing to
Okay.
purchase.
Okay, so for example, so you have 5 2,500 gallon trucks. So we would recommend that you have an HV 75, which is for smaller trucks, and then work your way up to your 2,000 gallon, which would be a 50, and then a 3,600 would be a 125. So for those, we would have 35 or 3,400 for the 25 for the 75, and then 6,000 for the 3,600, and then 3,000 for the 2,000 gallon.
Now,
But
the capacity of the truck shouldn't have anything to do with the size of the pump, am I wrong?
well, actually, we have. I mean, yes, because you have to. When you're filling up a bigger tank, you're going to need more power to fill that tank up and generate more vacuum.
Can I couple it?
Top load,
Are you talking pumping out of
the septic tank,
up
yes.
into the bottom of the tank?
Yes,
Or are we talking pumping up and into the top of the tank?
up and into the top.
So why do I need more lift?
That's just, I guess that's probably something that I would have to get back to you on.
Okay.
That's just kind of what we recommend, what we kind of go with.
Is it the same pump either way, or is it a different pump?
It would be the same pump, just bigger with more power.
And what's the longevity on these pumps?
Like their whole lifespan.
Yeah.
You're talking.
How many hours of continuous use?
I mean, we've had pumps that have worked, that we've had that if you keep them intact and keep up on maintenance and things, we've had pumps work for 30 years that people still have.
Is there a maintenance contract involved?
So what we have kind of is we do have like a warranty that we have. We do like recommend on how you should keep up your pumps, but we don't really kind of do like, let's say, like your end of the year kind of maintenance on that. So it's kind of like what we.
So you're saying that you sell me the pumps, we put them onto our trucks, and then you wash your hands of it, other than your warranty?
No, we can give you, show you exactly like what we would do, and if there was a problem, that there was to happen on our side from those pumps, then we would bring them in, but we just don't offer having like end of the year kind of like cleaning.
So you sell me the pumps, and that's the end of it?
No, I guess I wouldn't say that, no.
So explain to me the maintenance side of the pumps, and how that benefits me. My current supplier, if I have a problem with the pump, I make a phone call, they're here.
Yeah, so if you did if you had a problem with the pump, we would go out and we can go out there and meet with you, where that would be at. That's what kind of is nice about with you guys being close in Kearney, or even if you weren't far away, we will go out there, and if you had a problem with, say, the pump kind of completely broke down, we would have one of our mechanics that would go out and meet with you to make sure that we could do what we could to fix your problem.
So the situations in which these things fail, you're aware of the fault that's involved, right?
Of like previous things, what have happened in the past.
Well, think about the operation of a ship crusher.
Yeah.
Right? And you don't know that a pump has failed until you're attached yourself to the septic system and you're pumping out. So we're talking 24-hour needs with regard to maintenance on these things. Because if something fails, you have a customer standing there, you have, let's call it what it is, a big concrete box full of shit.
Yeah.
And you are waiting for somebody to come out and help you fix your problem. Is that on us to fix, or is that on you to fix?
No, we would try to get that to you as fast as possible as we could to fix that problem.
How many people do you have in the local area?
In the local area, we have 20, or are you saying with?
How many people available to me, so if I made a phone call, how many people are available to drop everything and come see us and solve our problem?
5. We have 5 people that can at least go out to you and drop whatever they're doing to make sure that we can figure out whatever we got. So.
Okay. What else you got?
Okay. So and then another thing that we had that we talked about, me and Alejandro, some of the things that we value, and that was one of our service sides. Inventory is also very big to us. We always try to keep everything that we can possibly have that you guys might need, and make sure that that is any order that you guys have made within 24 hours that will be shipped out of our warehouse and be shipped to you, which is nice. That
So what are those things that I would need?
whether I need like maintenance or like oil, maybe oil. If you need vein packs, just anything that you might need for maintenance, or possibly if something that would go wrong, then we would bring that also out to you.
Okay. And where do you ship from?
Sorry.
And it's a 24-hour turnaround time.
Mhm.
Anything that
That's mostly service parts and extra parts. It depends on kind of like what. I mean, if you needed a new pump or a complete total fixer on things, or on possibly something that might be that we may have to customize and make, then that would probably be a little bit of a different time. But that would also be something that we would probably have already talked about, that we could make sure that's done when it needs to be done.
So you self-manufacture this thing?
Yeah.
Is it vertically integrated?
You have to explain that a little more.
You make the parts that you then use to assemble finished product.
Not completely everything.
So you do purchase things.
Yes.
That you're at that point you are reliant upon a supply chain for.
Yes, some of our parts.
What percentage?
Percentage of the parts that we actually are.
So say you have 100,000 SKUs out there, parts or pieces that you use in creating your pump. What percentage of those parts are purchased versus self-manufactured?
I'm not really actually sure of that on the top of my head. We would have to go with that, but yeah, it's also something I could probably have to get back to exactly.
Okay.
But those are also some things that I could write down and kind of get back to you if you would want to sit down and have another meeting on, go over some of other pricing and go over some of those things that we may need to catch up on.
Well, I think you're probably gonna need to get some clarity here for me on a couple of things. The first being, why we need to have larger pumps for larger gallon capacity. What that service level looks like with regard to when we have failures in the field, and then what your supply chain actually looks like.
Okay. All right. So those three main things.
Those are the three concerns I have right now.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too. Thank you.